What's up, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Life's a Garden. Today's positive motivational message is practice what you preach. So for me, here on the podcast, I always talk about positivity, doing good deeds, being a good person, just all around trying to promote positivity, right? That's what I preach. And recently, I was presented with a scenario in my life where I could practice such a thing. And in all general sense, I do try to be a good person, do positive things, and overall, just I think I do a pretty good job of practicing what I preach. But I took it to a different level recently. I had a friend of mine, it's funny, not really even like more of an acquaintance, let's say. I went to high school with this guy, right? We went to high school together, and I never really hung out with him all that much outside of school, and 10 years has passed since high school, and seeing him here or there every now and again. Well, he hits me up, he tells me he's in a bit of a bind. He's being kicked out of his house, and in the middle of moving to a new place, right? And he asks if I could let him stay at my place for the time being. And so currently I have a temporary roommate. I'm not, I haven't had roommates ever since I've lived here, really, in my house. It is a benefit of owning your own place. And being that I trust this guy, I think he's a solid dude. I don't think he's going to, rob me or stick it to me in some way. Like, I'm very confident in that. I'm a pretty good judge of people. And therefore, I'm practicing what I preach. Somebody was in a situation, and I offered a lending hand. He went out of his way to, ask for help, and I obliged. And so for that, I'm not telling you guys that you should do that. That's a pretty big commitment to open your door for somebody like that. And I'm not sitting here trying to boast or anything like that. And I'm definitely not trying to convince you that that's something you should do. I'm just saying, if you preach something, if you are somebody who says this is the way you should do, this is the way you should live your life, this is the way you should act, then you also need to do that. And that's the message today, is practice what you preach. If you have a message out there, if you have an idea of the way things should be, you need to lead by example, and you need to do that exact same thing, which is what I've done. And in this situation, it made me really think about that. That's how I think people should be. That's how I live, strive to live my life. That's how I try and promote my message. And so therefore, I find it's endearing to live up to that and to match that energy and actually prove that to myself, that I can be that person. And with that, let's go ahead and move into today's episode. We are on episode 196 of Life's a Garden. Oh, yeah. And a happy Easter to you all. Happy belated Easter. Hope you all had a great Easter weekend. Spend time with your families. Go Easter egg hunting. Do all the good stuff. I'm currently recording this on Easter Day. Went out with the family. We had a brunch. And it was a brunch buffet. And let me tell you, I am damn near in a food coma. I am ready for a nap, but I said, nope, I got to do the podcast. So hopefully this wakes my ass up, because I am just comatose as all get out. Had some mimosas, had some prime rib. Damn good. So I'm stuffed to the gills. currently as the time of recording this. And it being that we are recording on Easter Day, that means we are back on our regularly scheduled programming of Monday release date. Finally getting back on track. I wish I could tell you that I didn't drink myself into oblivion this weekend, but I'd be lying. Because last night went to a friend's birthday party. We did a little Easter egg hunt of our own, which was, we actually were Easter egg hunting for like little bottles of alcohol. And I ended up completely obliterated and threw up. It was a great night, you know. We had a good time. But at least it was at a friend's house. It wasn't, I wasn't out at the bar making a fool of myself as last week, I've completely, I've gotten over that. I think, everything's good. Everything's good. Last week I was in a little bit of a funk. I was a little bit depressed, a little bit self-loathing, but we're over it. We're back, and we had a nice Easter weekend. Spent it with the family. As my favorite character from Tom and Jerry, the little duck, says, "Happy Easter!" He has risen. The zombie Lord and Savior has risen. But yes, like I said, hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope all was well. Oh, speaking of drinking and being stupid. Now, I have to tell this story just because it's so funny. This was actually before I started drinking, so I was not drunk when this happened. Went over to my friend Pow's house to watch some college basketball, Tar Heels. And I brought over a 6-pack of beer. I originally was going to bring bottles because they were cheaper and I prefer bottles. Thank God I didn't. I chose tall boy cans. So picture this. I'm holding the cans by the plastic rings, right? And brand new house these guys got. It's all wood floor. And I was wearing brand new socks. So it was like extra slippery. As I'm going down the stairs, immediately slip and fall down the stairs. Pow's sister is at the bottom of the stairs, just just doesn't know what to do. And as I'm falling, the beers are coming out of the plastic rings. So I'm falling down the stairs, and each step I'm falling, a new beer is falling down. So I get to the bottom, and then there's just like beers raining down on me. Luckily, nothing broke. So if I would have had the bottles, it would have been a problem. And none of them broke open and sprayed all over the place. Thank God, that would have been extra embarrassing. But by the time I got to the bottom of the stairs, I was just left holding an empty plastic ring case for the beers. And it just was very comical. And I'm still a little sore, I'm at the age now where I can't be falling downstairs like that and it not affect me. Now, did I injure myself tremendously? No. But, just a little tender. Nothing's torn, nothing like that, but I got tenderized a little bit moving down them stairs. And I'm sure the drinking doesn't help heal the body. That's not the recovery method. So, just all around abusing my body, falling downstairs, throwing up and drinking and eating double burgers, it's all good. We're living the life. This is what Jesus died and came back for, right? This is what Easter's all about. Easter, Jesus died for our sins, and now I'm able to just live in lust and gluttony and all the good sins, because Jesus died for our sins. He came back, and now this is the product. This is what he died for, was me acting like a total degenerate. And oh Lord. Lord. But at least today we're doing good. Today didn't get hungover. And you know what? Actually, I was thinking about this. I don't think I threw up because of the alcohol. I accidentally swallowed one of my Zins. And I think that's what set me off, because I'm pretty good about not puking. I don't like to puke. It's not fun. I don't think anybody really likes it. But some people handle it better than others. Not me. If I throw up, the night's over. I'm done. Like, I cannot continue. It's all that's going to be on my mind. It absolutely destroys my throat. You know, it's a complete buzzkill. So I don't like to do it. Some people like to. They don't like to, but some people, it makes them feel better, right? So they don't mind doing it, and they can recover fast. Not this guy. Night's over. If I throw up at 1 p.m., the whole day's over. I'm going home and I'm going to bed, because that's the end of the day. But yeah, I think it was because I swallowed that Zyn. I think that's what really got me. So unfortunately that happened, and it's all good though. Everybody's cool. We're chilling. Vibes are high. But you know whose vibes are not high right now? I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you this. P Diddy. What did I say a couple episodes ago? We were talking about P Diddy and all the allegations coming out. Little did we know how serious some of these allegations are. The Homeland Security, federal government, Homeland Security, raided not one, but two of Diddy's homes. Arrested a bunch of people, and like, I don't know what all went down in these raids of his home, but they were looking for evidence, obviously, apparently related to sex trafficking and bribery and all this stuff. It's very similar to the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Like, the things he's being accused of with blackmail and, like, you know, he was providing young sex workers and things like that, and damning evidence against a lot of high-ranking people in the government, in like some of the royalty are involved in this, music producers, CEOs, a lot of that shit, where it was like blackmailing type stuff. And it's very Jeff Epstein-like in nature. These are not great allegations. And then he flew away, you know, he fled, which is not necessarily something an innocent person would do. Yeah, we just thought he was like a closeted gay guy. Turns out he is an absolute, like, he's got some dark shit that we never had a clue about. And apparently there's been all these other allegations that have been like slowly, like from his ex-girlfriend and from producers and things like that. There have been like slight, just things that kind of got swept under the rug that were already public knowledge. That was just the tip of the iceberg. Now we're starting to see a little bit more of what's underneath. And another thing, Homeland Security would not go through this effort to do all this if there wasn't damning evidence, for one. If there wasn't damning evidence, and if there wasn't like actual cause for them to do so. That's it. It's dicey, man. You're not getting a large-scale investigation and a large-scale raid of that magnitude if there's not like some real damning evidence against you. Not looking too good for Diddy. And it's kind of the top story right now. So, God, I don't even know where we go from here. I guess we'll just keep an eye on the situation. But, I mean, there's rumors circulating that, you know, Diddy had... he was involved in killing Michael Jackson. There's all, you know, there's like mafia level shit going on here. And it's not clear yet if Diddy was the ringleader in this, or if he was just like a cog in a much bigger system. So, yeah, there's all kinds of weird conspiracy theories. There's all kind of weird rumors going on. We shall see. So, yeah, stay tuned for all that, I guess, because that's pretty much all I know. What I know is probably what you know, and it's not looking too good. Who would have thought? And it's just like, it's almost like every couple of months, we're figuring out that like all these super, you know, these high-end people in the industry and in politics and in whatever it is, just more and more pedophiles. more and more creepy shit. It's like it's a avalanche of sick and twisted depravity. It's I mean, the last week I talked about the Netflix or the Nickelodeon doc. I actually did watch it. I watched it, and there wasn't anything like new that I didn't really already see from the small clips. You pretty much hear like the extended stories of things you already know. And I will admit, the Drake Bell stuff, it made me slightly more sympathetic. And I never wasn't, even last week before I had heard the whole story. I'm still sympathetic, and that doesn't change to what he went through. And it's pretty tough when you're listening to it and when you're seeing the way it all kind of like manifested. And you can see why he went down such a dark road following that, with drug abuse, alcohol abuse, just kind of seclusion. But it still doesn't justify him, and the things that he was attempting to do with a young girl. That's tough. I can't like, two wrongs don't make a right kind of a thing, and I still can't justify that. Because of the nature of what he didn't do, it didn't lead to full abuse of a young woman, but it was predatory behavior. And for that, I can't get behind it, but I'm still sympathetic to the situation, and I do believe in forgiveness. So time will have to tell. If he doesn't show any other, if he's not a repeat offender, then maybe there's room for forgiveness. But we will see. We will let time handle that. I think there's room for people to grow, and there's room for people to prove themselves better. But, it just kind of, yeah. It's a dark documentary. And again, it's just proving this is just another thing. This is just another exposure of the creeps in high powerful situations. Producers, CEOs, politicians, presidents. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty insane. And that it's becoming such a big thing. It's like the number one thing that we hear about every other week. Almost, it seems like. There's a new person. And then the whole time you're just like, really? I never would have thought. Like, I never would have thought that this was possible. And then here we are, finding out, all our favorite child stars were being abused, and that, some of our idols, some people that we looked up to, are actually super fucking creepy and actually really into some crazy weird shit. And the funny thing is, now, take this with a grain of salt, I personally am of the belief that Michael Jackson was more innocent than I have a hard time. I don't want to like say that the victims were lying, but it's a gut thing to me. And it makes sense because so much of his situation, like with the Neverland Ranch and always hanging around kids, and he kind of had like a real creepy vibe about him. Like, it was very like just his childlike behavior and things like that. It lends itself to very much believing that he could be a predator. But I think that's kind of what Hollywood wanted. They wanted a scapegoat in a way. They kind of wanted a guy like him to take the fall and to be the poster boy for that when he wasn't that guy. You know what I mean? That's kind of my theory. Now, I'm not saying that he didn't do anything. I don't know that for a fact. All I'm basing this on is gut instinct. The guy went to trial. He was found innocent. That doesn't mean anything really when it comes to people with money, as we've seen with like O.J. Simpson and so many of these powerful guys that end up they go through trials and stuff, and then nothing ends up happening. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty disturbing. This is what Jesus died for, right? This is the sins of our father that was washed away, and now here we are, cleansed. Eesh, I don't know that he'd be too happy. I don't think old JC would be overly happy about the state of the creation right now. Yeah, pretty dark. And elsewhere, other crazy shit just keeps on happening, like this Baltimore bridge thing. Dude, that was wild to watch that video. Freaking what do you call it? Like a what are those boats that carry all the a container ship? Is that what they're called? Like a container ship? Freaking runs into one of the main beams, the main support beams for this bridge, and the whole fucking thing goes down. Like, how... I didn't think that they were that structurally... I didn't think, like, any bridge would be that structurally fucking weak, where a ship could hit it, and then the whole thing just implodes. It's bizarre. And, you know, luckily, it happened early, like late at night, early morning, so there weren't a lot of people on the bridge at the time. But it was like, I think they said it's like a mile-long bridge. Like, it connects two ends of Baltimore. And it's like, unfortunately, there were some people on the bridge, so, you know, heart goes out to the families of those people and to just the situation in general, to anybody who was, who did die. But it's like, thank God it wasn't during like rush hour or something like that, where there might have been way more casualties. But to watch that thing go down, it's just, and it's not like this boat was like flying, you know what I mean? It wasn't just like soaring through the water and smashed right into it. Like it knocked into the thing. I guess I don't know how fast it was going. It doesn't seem to just like blow right through it. It kind of just like hits it, and then boom, like a tower of cards, just falls. The whole bridge falls off. That's scary, man. It makes you think about like the infrastructure in this country, for one, but also like just anytime I'm going over a bridge now, like, what are my odds that it falls? And this isn't the first time, by the way. Like, remember when the Minnesota bridge collapsed? Like, we've seen bridge collapses, I wouldn't say fairly commonly lately. And then Boeing just had to release a huge statement about their safety protocols because they've had multiple issues over the last few months. Multiple, like, malfunctions and, like, mechanical failures, whether it be, like, doors flying off or engine failures. Like, Boeing has had to like, make a statement. Dude, like, what the fuck is going on? Our planes are falling out of the sky. Our fucking bridges are collapsing. What's going on around here? Everybody's a pedophile. Like, dude, the whole structure is coming down. Not just the infrastructure. Like, all the things we rely on, all the things that we look to be safe and secure, we can't even rely on any of it. It's scary. If I can't rely on myself to walk across a bridge without it falling into the river, like, what is that all about? I can't get on a plane now and, like, not cross my fingers and hope that we make it. I already do that. But there's always that part in the back of my mind that's like, flying is the safest form of travel. Is it anymore? Like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's not, and driving doesn't seem to be any safer with the roads and bridges and all that shit not being structurally sound and safe. What do we have left to rely on if we can't even trust I mean, goddamn, we pay all these taxes to have these things checked on and make sure they're doing well. We have all these regulations when it comes to, you know, the the auto industry and the airliners and all this stuff, that they should be able to make sure these planes aren't falling apart. Do we not have enough technicians? Do we not have enough like safety protocols to make sure this isn't happening? Don't we have people that are supposed to be checking bridges and keeping up on the infrastructure and making sure it's like still structurally sound? What happened to all that? Where's all that money going? Into the pocket of pedophiles? Seems to be the case. Yikes. It's not good stuff. Tell you that. Not exactly high on all that stuff. But, you know what? Let's not make this a dark episode. Let's not talk about all the things that are bleak in the world. Let's turn now and let's have some fun. So, I had an idea. I thought this would be fun. In the spirit of March Madness, with the brackets and all this, which, by the way, mine, done. Like, just completely blown up. I have... My bracket is like the Baltimore Bridge. Collapsed. It's not... So, it was fun while it lasted. No longer. Now, I will say this. I was rooting for UNC. I'm not like a diehard fan, but that's who I had going to the end of and winning the whole thing. I will say this. I really enjoyed watching Alabama against them. They put on a good game. That tall dude, the tall white dude from North Dakota, I can't think of his name. Kid can play. Reminds me a lot of like a Jokic type. So I think right now, I want to see Alabama take it the whole way. I can't stand Alabama football because they've always been like a dynasty. But this is basketball. And you know what? I'll get behind the Crimson Tide because they're just a fun team to watch. And I'm enjoying the ride that they're going on. They have UConn coming up this next weekend. That could be an interesting matchup. We'll see. UConn's the defending champs. So that could be a tough one. But we'll find out. And it'll be a good time. So that's who I'm going for. But anyway, the actual March Madness aside, I thought it would be fun to do a little bracket of our own here on the podcast. And I was trying to think, what could I do that would be interesting and fun and funny? And luckily, I found inspiration through a different podcast. So I can't take credit for this, okay? Podcast Two Bears, One Cave did this. And now I'm going to do it. And we're going to call it the Smash It Bracket. And by that, I'm going to choose 16 of the most attractive females that I can think of. Now, in this scenario, I'm going to this one I'm going to kind of mold it around my preferences. You know, girls that I find attractive and just have always had like kind of a celebrity crush on. People, you know, it's this list is going to be generated around myself. It's to my preference in a way. So feel free to play along if you so choose. But basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to put all these names I already selected all the names. I'm going to put it in a randomizer, a bracket randomizer. So it's just going to, there's no one seed or nothing like that. It's just going to randomly select them. And we're going to choose we're going to figure out of all my celebrity crushes, out of all the most attractive women, celebrities, I should say, who is the most fuckable? Who's the most smashable? Now, I will say this as a disclaimer. I did not add Billie Eilish to this list because we all know that's who'd win in the end. That's my number one. So she would have been the winner. I kept her off the list because I want to make sure this is still going to be fun. If I would have thrown her in there, y'all would have already known the outcome in the end. So I left her off. She's the ultimate top tier. She didn't even need to make it on this list. So, let's find out who the number one female celebrity is. And in this year's 2024 Smash It bracket. All right, I'm gonna load these up because I have not preloaded this, so it's not all premeditated. I'm gonna load this all up, and we will find out the winner. All righty then. Here we have it. Like I said, feel free to play along. Let's see if you agree. And again, these are people of my preference, and women I've been a fan of throughout my life. And you know what? Let's go a little bit a step beyond just the fuckability side of it. I'm gonna add some more to that. We'll sprinkle in a little bit more, like how would they be on a date? How would what are we gonna do afterwards? How just things like that, right? What can we talk about? So, and if you don't know any of these names, feel free to look them up. And I promise you won't be disappointed, because I chose a lot of super attractive women. So here we go. Round 1, okay? And our first matchup is Paige Van Zandt versus Jenna Ortega. My goodness, Jenna Ortega is my latest. Well, she's not my latest, but after watching the Wednesday series and seeing her in the Scream series, she's taken over my heart a little bit. She's gorgeous. I like her personality. Paige Van Zandt, brother. MMA fighter turned OnlyFans model. Absolutely stunning. See, this is a scenario where I feel like with Paige, we can talk sports. I can ask her about, her MMA stuff. And bro, I got a thing for blondes. Blondes are kind of, they edge out just slightly. I love you, Jenna Ortega, but I've got to go with Paige Van Zandt in round 1. So, this is kind of dumb. I got to type in the names. Okay, that's fine. So, now we go to round 2, or game 2. Oh, brother. So we got Taylor Momsen. If you're not aware who that is, Taylor Momsen is the lead singer for The Pretty Reckless. I've always said she's kind of my soulmate in a way. And we have Emma Stone. Now, both these girls are kind of similar in a way. They're a little bit thinner, I like a more voluptuous woman. I like some curves. Both these girls don't really have that. Emma Stone, I love her personality. She's kind of bubbly. She seems very sweet, super sweet. I think she just would be one of the nicest people you ever met. I'm not really big in the redheads, but she's cute. I've always thought she was very attractive. Taylor Momsen, though, music, right? That's my favorite thing in the world. That's my bread and butter. She used to be Cindy Lou Who. Me and her were born on this, I think we were a day apart from each other. I think she's July 30th and I'm July 31st, something like that. We might even be born on the same day. I don't remember. But we're just same year. We're soulmates. We're bonded. We were meant to be together. And so for that reason, of course, I am going to choose Taylor Momsen. All right. Jennifer Aniston versus Emilia Clarke. Emilia Clarke, who played Daenerys Targaryen on Game of Thrones. I've always thought she was super cute. She just has she's got a nice personality. British. So I don't know how that really swings it in there. I've never been overly attracted to the British accent. I never thought it was so charming. And then Jennifer Aniston. You know what? I'm gonna go. You know what? No, fuck it. I was gonna say young Jennifer Aniston. I'll take Jennifer Aniston right now still, because she's still just so attractive. And I think she's been my lifelong celebrity crush, from way back in the day. Ooh, I can't believe I didn't put Sarah Chalke on this list. I should have done Sarah Chalke on this list, because Sarah Chalke's another one that's just always been a heartthrob for me. And in this situation, I gotta go with the lifelonger. And Jennifer Aniston, I think she'd be a lot of fun. I think we'd have a good time. And I think she's been with Brad Pitt. She's had a who's who of clientele, and you know what? They were never good enough for her, but I promise I will be good enough for you, Jennifer Aniston. Selena Gomez versus Megan Fox. Now, remember when I said Jenna Ortega was my latest celebrity crush? That title goes to Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez. And let me tell you right now, I choose Selena Gomez now. I like thick Selena Gomez. Dude, she is just, she's so, and like, another child star that went through a lot of shit and like went through all that stuff, and she came out on the other side. Megan Fox, though, gorgeous, obviously, like she's objectively very, very beautiful. However, I think she's got some crazy in her that is just not worth even trying to fuck with. The way her and Machine Gun Kelly with the blood stuff, and there's just something real dark there. There's something dark behind those gorgeous eyes. And for that reason, of course, I am going to take Selena Gomez. Absolutely love Selena Gomez. She is flooding lately my Instagram algorithm. She just picked, oh gosh, she's just so pretty. Oh, Florence Pugh versus Scarlett Johansson. This is, and how perfect of a matchup in this, because they play sisters in the Marvel franchise, in the Black Widow franchise. Florence Pugh is, I can't think of the girl's name, her character's name. Currently dating Zach Braff, which is odd because they're like 15 years apart from each other. But Zach Braff's an amazing guy. I love him. Scarlett Johansson, though, man. Those lips. Those gorgeous dick-sucking lips. How could I say no? And that perfect ass. Florence Pugh. Let me just say this. Florence Pugh is one of the most just underrated actresses. She is a great actress. She does such a good job. She was in Midsommar, and she is just, stunningly beautiful. I will give her all the flowers in the world, but the flower I'm taking in this situation is gonna be Scarlett Johansson. And think about it, to say that you got to get it on with Black Widow, bro. How am I not going to take that opportunity? Number 6, Sydney Sweeney versus Angelina Jolie. Now, Sydney Sweeney, she is the newest, hottest thing in Hollywood right now. She got them tatas, very pretty. I've not really seen a whole lot she's in. She's in Euphoria. She was in the god-awful Madam Web. And then Angelina Jolie, brother. I mean, just, objectively, one of the most beautiful women in the world, right? Now, another chick who probably has a little bit of crazy in her. She was with Billy Bob Thornton. She got his name tattooed on her. Didn't she date her brother or something? No, she kissed her brother, right? Yeah, so there's a little bit of wild there, but I don't know if it's wild enough to draw me away. It might be wild enough to draw me in. Now, let me say this too. Angelina Jolie's daughter, pretty sure it's her daughter with Brad Pitt. We all knew she was going to be an Adonis, right? And she is just beautiful. Now, I don't know how old she is, so I'm not going to get too creepy here. I don't know how old her daughter is, but objectively, a very pretty girl. Let's just say that. Let's play it close to the vest, and we're talking about Angelina Jolie anyway. We're not talking about her daughter. I mean, this is actually a really tough one, because Sydney Sweeney, while she is just objectively so pretty, and she's the newest, hottest thing, right? She's the newest, hottest thing. But, dude, how am I not going to pick Angelina Jolie? And like I said, she's just a little wild enough that how am I not going to, it's enough to draw me in. Sometimes I like a little crazy. Jolie. Boom. All right, up next, we got Mia Khalifa. Now, if you don't know who Mia Khalifa is, just look her up. Just look her up. Mia Khalifa, you know who she is, versus Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie, another one of Hollywood's starlets. She's like the hot chick now. That's the one that everybody refers to. But bro, Mia Khalifa, she got that Glock 3000. And in round number 1, I don't think I'm passing up on that. As much as beautiful as Margot Robbie is, I at least gotta get a chance at that Glock 3000. So for that reason alone, we're going Mia Khalifa. I don't know how far she's gonna go in the contest here, but if this is just if we're knocking them out as we go, I'm getting a shot at that. I'm taking a little bit of I gotta have a chance, right? So we're trying it out. And number 8, our final matchup of round number 1, we got Jennifer Lawrence versus Beyonce. And I'm going to keep this one simple. They're both very, very pretty, very gorgeous. I just absolutely love Jennifer Lawrence's personality. I think she's genuine. Like, as far as Hollywood people go, she's genuine. She speaks the truth. She's funny. She'll speak her mind, right? She is funny. She's gorgeous. And nothing against Beyonce, right? You know me in the music. I love musicians. I love all that. I think Beyonce would be just a little bit too high end for me. Here's the thing. Between these two, I think Jennifer Lawrence, both these women are like, rich, and they've lived in luxury for a while. Between the two of them, if I was like, let's go to have dinner at an Applebee's, right? Jennifer Lawrence would honestly be down. She would probably be more excited than I would be. Well, Applebee's is nothing to write home about. I fucking hate Applebee's. I don't even know why I chose that. We're gonna go to Olive Garden. Jennifer Lawrence would probably be so down. Or to a sports bar. Beyonce, dude, I think she's too bougie. She wouldn't be down for any of that. I feel like she's got kind of a stuck-up energy in a way. Okay, so Jennifer Lawrence is absolutely moving on. And so now, we're moving down the list, right? We're going to round 2 here. We've got Paige Van Zandt versus Taylor Momsen. And this is where things are going to start getting tough. I'm not going to go, I've already made my cases for all these ladies. In this situation, again, we have Taylor Momsen, who I've said is my soulmate. However, that's not the game we're playing here. We're playing smash it bracket. We're not talking about the person we want to spend the rest of our lives with. We're talking about who we want to fuck. And in this case, undoubtedly, it's going to be Paige Van Zandt. Because, just again, gorgeous, athletic, very, great personality, I think. I think we just have a lot to talk about with sports, and she's more than just a MMA fan. Hell, she could help me get into a fitness routine that I desperately need to be into. Now, I know the fitness routine I want to be in is fitting this dick in that ass. So, that's the only fitness routine I'm looking at with Paige Van Zandt right now. Jennifer Aniston versus Selena Gomez. This is a great one. We're literally talking about my oldest celebrity crush versus my newest celebrity crush. And if we're talking about current Jennifer Aniston, not young Jennifer Aniston, I think me and Selena Gomez are closer in age. We'd have more in common. Yeah, so for that reason, I'm going to go Selena Gomez. And when I say we have more in common, you got to think about the afterwards, right? You got to think after you're done with the smash. You got to cuddle a little bit. You got to kind of talk about something. Maybe we put on a movie. Jennifer Aniston ain't going to want to watch the movies I want to watch. I think Selena Gomez would. Scarlett Johansson versus Angelina Jolie. The battle of the fucking luscious lips is what this is. This is the battle of the luscious lips. And in the battle of the luscious lips, we gotta take other things in account here, right? Angelina Jolie has fucking just piercing eyes. Gorgeous. Again, Scarlett Johansson, she got that ass. And between the two things, those are two of my number one things, are eyes and ass. And in a smash it bracket, I'm taking the ass. So we're going Scarlett Johansson. I hate that I have to type these in every time. Mia Khalifa versus Jennifer Lawrence. Now, as I had mentioned previously, I had to take it. I had to at least get a taste. I had to get a shot and see what Mia Khalifa is all about. You know, I gotta dip my toe in the water, so to say. But between her and Jennifer Lawrence, I'm taking Jennifer Lawrence. Again, I love her personality. I think she's just so genuinely sweet and nice, and she's just more real to me. And now, I will say this about Mia Khalifa as well. Huge sports fan. We'd have a lot to... We actually could probably get along in a lot of ways. But God, Jennifer Lawrence, you know, you smash one out with her, and then you order pizza and lay in bed and just watch fucking goofy comedies all night. It's perfect. I'm not passing up on that. Now we're here in the Final Four. Okay? We've reached the Final Four. This is where things are going to get intense, right? Paige Van Zandt versus Selena Gomez. How do we handle this situation? I don't know. God. I mean, I'm literally just bringing it back to this. Here's the thing. Selena Gomez is the person I would marry. Paige Van Zandt is the person I would fuck. And I'd fuck them both, of course. But between the two that I would marry and want to like be with, it'd be Selena Gomez. That's not the game we're playing here. We're playing the smash it bracket. Paige Van Zandt advances. And now we have Scarlett Johansson versus Jennifer Lawrence. And this is a tough matchup. But after everything considered, after all the things, now I should mention also, this is a battle between two girls, two ladies that I have in fact seen both of their nudes. And let me tell you, neither one of them disappointed. And I will heavily be relying on that in my decision making here. But again, I think we're going to have to go back to personality. Now, you know what? Scarlett Johansson, she's married to Colin Jost, who is a very funny guy. I think I put that into consideration. But we're taking Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence, because of everything I've already said, I can't speak, I can't say enough about her. And in the finals, we have Paige Van Zandt versus Jennifer Lawrence. And this is an absolute banger of a mashup. If I had an option, I'd have them both at the same time. But this isn't the case. That's a dream come true, and it will never happen. And I can only sit here and just fantasize about it because it'd be fucking awesome. But in the finals here, you're looking at two. And what did I tell you? Blondes? I'm a blonde guy. I like blondes. Both these girls are blonde. In all the right ways. I would say Paige Van Zandt is objectively more attractive, being that she like her body and her. But let's not take anything away from Jennifer Lawrence. She's very fit. And I'm going solely on personality here. What can I think I'd have a lot in common with both these girls, but I just like Jennifer Lawrence's personality that much more. And for that reason, Jennifer Lawrence takes the victory here on the Dakota Craig smash it bracket. Is that what I call it? Smash it bracket? Yeah. So silver medal to Paige Van Zandt. It was a hard fought battle, but Jennifer Lawrence, my God, takes the cake. And in a way, I kind of thought that was going to be the case. I will say this. I thought Taylor Momsen would go a lot further. But it's all about the matchups. That's where it comes down to. It's all about the matchups. And that's what we're stuck with. So, Jennifer Lawrence, ultimate smash it. Now, we already know Billie Eilish would have been number one. But it was too obvious. So I had to keep her off. Now, if you think we're done, you are sadly mistaken. Because I have a decent female audience out there. I don't want to ostracize them. So let's have a little more fun here. And let's do a men's bracket where I can judge which dude is the most fuckable in Hollywood. Hollywood's, celebrity, whatever. Not just Hollywood. Because I put some athletes and stuff and musicians and whatnot. in the celebrity, that's what we'll say. The celebrity smash pass, smash bracket. All right, here we go. Ready? So again, I already made the list. I got the list of all these dudes here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play. What do we got here? Ready? Number 1 matchup. What the hell is this? Why isn't this working? Okay, here we go. I got it. Round 1. Justin Bieber versus Hugh Jackman. Wolverine, right? Australian accent. Just the man. See, he's a man's man, but at the same time, he does like theater stuff. He's artsy as well. Justin Bieber, objectively good looking. Musician, something I can relate to. And I will say this about Justin Bieber in this particular case. More feminine. So it's a little less gay. However, I ain't no homophobe. I'm taking the manly man. I want that chest hair of Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman moves on. Yes, sir. I'll be your Jean Grey. Like, I already got the red hair. I'll be Jean Grey for the Wolverine. Keanu Reeves versus Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan was voted sexiest man alive, I think, last year or 2 years ago. And we have Keanu Reeves, who actually is objectively not super attractive, but amazing personality, one of the nicest guys in Hollywood. Michael B. Jordan, though, man, very attractive gentleman. But because, when it comes to the guys, I'm not looking for looks necessarily. Looks aren't going to win me over in every one of these scenarios. Personality goes a long way for me. I think Keanu Reeves, he's a cuddler. He's going to make sure I'm okay afterwards. He's going to get me breakfast in bed. And for that reason, we're going with Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves. Paul Rudd versus Idris Elba. Great matchup here. Idris Elba. I mean, what more can you say? Just all-around manly man. He's got the British accent. Stunning eyes. But can we be for real here? Paul Rudd? Paul Rudd, the ageless wonder, funny guy. Like, we're laughing all night. We're laughing in the middle of it. We're throwing down. We're having a good time. Who'd have thought we'd be here? Not me. We're taking Paul Rudd. No disrespect at all to Idris Elba. But Paul Rudd, man. Some of the ladies out there might have a different opinion in that scenario. But I got to go with my boy Paul. Although I will say this about Paul Rudd. Chiefs fan, I'm not cool with that. We'd have to have a stern discussion about that. But we could watch football games together, me and him. Bradley Cooper versus John Stamos. Have mercy. What a matchup. How do you say no to John Stamos? I mean, the guy is so attractive and so charming. He could legitimately charm me into a homosexual relationship with him. And for that reason, we're taking John Stamos. Tom Cruise versus Chris Hemsworth. Now, actually, this is not a hard one whatsoever. We're obviously going to go with Chris Hemsworth here. And I'll tell you why. Tom Cruise would be just absolutely too much. He's a small guy. I think he'd be easily dominated by me. But not really, because the guy has to be a control freak. He's going to try and convert me to Scientologist. He's just going to be too much to handle. He's going to be annoying. I wouldn't be able to deal with it. Chris Hemsworth, we're going to bang it out. And we're going to go work out. We're going to have a good time. We're going to go surfing. We're going to do all kinds of fun stuff together. And he's not going to be in my ear and trying to, convince me to do all these, to convert to a cult or nothing. Not like Tom Cruise. Chris Hemsworth is clearly the winner here. And what a story to tell. If I could tell people that I got fucked by the hammer of Thor, bro, what are we talking about? That's the best story I could tell anybody. Leo DiCaprio versus Travis Kelce. Now, Leo DiCaprio, one of my all-time favorite actors, attractive gentleman. I will say has lost a little bit of it there. And again, I could say the same thing with Leo. Could be very annoying. You know, he's all into like the environment and things like that. He's very like activist type thing. So I think that could get annoying. I think he might try and like talk about that too much and it would get old real quick. And I'm sure you're all thinking the same thing, right? Travis Kelce, Chiefs guy, I would never want anything to do with him. Let's think about this in a different scenario. Travis Kelce, one of my he's on my least favorite team. He's broken my heart so many times. But you're not thinking about the fact that I could rage fuck this motherfucker. I could rage fuck him into, I could use all that energy, all that hatred, and just put it right into the bedroom and just either rock his world or fuck him up. And both scenarios are perfect. I'm fine with both of those. Not to mention, I think I have more in common with Travis Kelce. We can talk sports. We could even have some arguments about, the Chiefs and the Broncos and all this stuff. I'm down. I'm actually down with Travis Kelce. And the other thing about Leo DiCaprio, I'm not old enough I'm too old for him. I'm out of his age range. So, by disqualification, really, we're going Travis Kelce. And because I could rage fuck that little bitch. Plus, I get, I was going to say something, and I'm not going to say it. Henry Cavill, who played Superman. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Just both Adonis of human beings right here. But I think with The Rock, it would be too much again. I think we get done fucking and immediately he wants to go for a workout. He wants us to go do this hard ass workout. I'm already sore from the railing I just got from the monster that is Dwayne Johnson. And now he wants to go do squats? My ass can't handle all that. It ain't working like this. I can't do it. Not to mention, he's going to be hounding me about my diet. And even though Henry Cavill also is on like a very strict fitness regimen, little did you know, he's a nerd. He likes video games. He likes like comic books and things like that. Dude, not only is he gorgeous, we have a lot in common. We'd have a lot of fun. We could read comic books together. We could watch movies, and I feel like he'd be a more gentle lover. So I'm going Henry Cavill. Brad Pitt. This is the last one right here. Okay. Brad Pitt versus Ryan Reynolds. This might be the toughest matchup we've seen so far. Brad Pitt, just a Greek god. A blonde. You know me. I already said I love blondes. And honestly, I could have seen Brad Pitt going the whole way. But here he is matched up with Deadpool himself. Ryan Reynolds, just the most quintessential funny guy, right? He's attractive, he's funny, he's got the best of both worlds. Now, I've said in the past, I think Brad Pitt is one of the most genuine people in Hollywood as far as like what he brings to the table, his looks, his charm, everything like that. I think he's genuine. I think he'd be a fun guy. I think we'd have a great time. But I could say all those things and more about Ryan Reynolds. Again, funny guy, and I think he's even more genuine. So for that reason, we're going Ryan Reynolds. Not to mention, Ryan Reynolds is saving you guys so much money on that phone company that he has. And he's the owner of Aviation Gin. So not only are we fucking, but we are getting fucked up on just some good gin. Here we go to round 2. Hugh Jackman versus Keanu Reeves. Oh boy. What if I came down to Hugh Jackman versus Ryan Reynolds in the end? Deadpool versus Wolverine? I can't do it though. It's not going to happen. Because in this scenario, I'm taking Keanu Reeves. I'm taking the one. The one and only... what was his name in fucking The Matrix? We'll both be doing Matrix moves in the bedroom. It'll be beautiful. Paul Rudd versus John Stamos. My God. Both older gentlemen, by the way. So I'm not ageist here. I mean, John Stamos, a Greek. I think he is Greek, right? That olive skin, perfect hair, chiseled jaw, charming as all get out. But you know me, I like a funny guy. I like a guy that's going to make me laugh after fucking me into oblivion. So we're taking Paul Rudd. And the thing about Paul Rudd is, I think he could be a top or a bottom. So maybe I could have some fun too. I wouldn't just, it's not like I'm just getting railed. I think he would be a gentle lover. I think he would take turns. I'm cool with that. Now here we go to a couple of just jacked motherfuckers who definitely are not bottoms. Chris Hemsworth and Travis Kelce. Now I told you I would make Travis Kelce be a bottom because I'm rage fucking that bitch. I don't know if I could go a second round. You know what? Actually, I didn't think I would do this. I did not think I would do this. I didn't think I'd be advancing Travis Kelce beyond the first round. But, I mean, between him and Chris Hemsworth, they're practically the same guy. They're bros, right? They're just dudes. They're like the quintessential dude. But I think me and Travis just have more in common. We can enjoy sports. I think we would just we could party. We could listen to good music. He likes good music. I know that for a fact. We're going Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce moves on. I did not see that one. That one definitely shocks me. And now, Henry Cavill versus Ryan Reynolds. These might be the most just pure guys. Besides, Paul Rudd I throw in there too. But I mean, Henry Cavill is just a hulking guy. He is an Adonis. I like Ryan Reynolds better. I think he's just he's more of a sweetheart of a guy. They both are though. But Ryan Reynolds is going to make me laugh. And if there's anything I like out of a guy who's railing me in the butthole, it's making me laugh. Keanu Reeves versus Paul Rudd. We're going to keep these quick. We're going Paul Rudd. Nothing against... You see what I've done here? So in the final four, we have Keanu Reeves, Paul Rudd, Travis Kelce, and Ryan Reynolds. Now, out of the four of them, what is the most common theme? They're nice guys. I like a nice guy. I like to be treated nice. I like somebody who's going to be gentle with me and make me laugh and all this stuff that I've already mentioned. And we're going Paul Rudd. And I think you kind of see where this is going. It's no secret here. Travis Kelce's run, that was an underdog story. That's a Cinderella story if I've ever seen one. Travis Kelce making it to the Final Four in my fuck it bracket, But Ryan Reynolds, I think even Travis Kelce would agree that Ryan Reynolds edges him out. And then he edges me. So it's perfect. And in an absolute banger of a championship matchup, we're here with Paul Rudd and Ryan Reynolds. So many similarities between these two guys. They're attractive. They're funny. They're genuine guys. On the opposite, on the negative side, Paul Rudd is a Chiefs fan. I think we could butt heads on that, And Ryan Reynolds, he's the gin guy. We're going with Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds takes the cake. Ryan Reynolds takes my cake in the men's bracket of the 2024 Smash It bracket. Now that took a lot more time than I expected it to. I thought we were going to get a little bit more time to talk about other stuff, but it's not stuff that we can't talk about later. So, thank you so much for listening to that and enjoying that entirety. That was a lot of me talking about getting fucked by dudes. So hopefully you found that somewhat entertaining. I thought it would be kind of fun, during the March Madness, do our own little bracket here. And I think next year we'll do another bracket. It won't be a Smash It bracket, but we'll do something a little different. I think that'd be fun to do every year. But for now, thank you so much for listening. Much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow on all platforms. Hope you all had an amazing Easter. Make sure to practice what you preach. But most importantly, don't forget, life's the garden. Dig it.
Just gotta keep on